name is Zhao, and welcome to the Boardcast.
Welcome, Zhao.
Wait, who are you?
Zhao, what the hell? God damn it.
Big Papa Kang's gone. Dad's left. Now the kids are out to play.
Yes.
Says children.
All right, welcome, Zhao. Like today we have a special guest. Today is my day. My take of the takeover.
So I set a premise for takeovers. Yeah, you could come in and shake it up whenever you wanted.
Yes,
William did that by kicking Kang off the broadcast.
Yes, I did a awesome takeover today. So I brought in a ex-professional esports gamer.
Whoa.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
So how was Hello Kitty Island Adventure? Was it good?
It was actually amazing. I loved it.
What the heck was that?
I think it's a South Park reference, to be honest with you.
Oh shit! Right. Anyways, so I brought in Zhao. Zhao T is a ex-professional esports gamer and a current professional One Piece TCG player.
I don't know about that, but sure.
What's the point that makes you professional?
He makes
It
a
becomes
living.
a career, right? If you can make a living, I believe, yeah.
Oh, interesting. You're making a living. You're doing better than me, and I've got 3 jobs because I'm not making a
Well,
fucking living.
didn't you make already like a minimum wage, more than minimum wage this year, right? In 2024, probably you made over 60, 70?
Are you okay with
Overall-
just
I'm okay with
acknowledging
actually-
your finances on a
Who cares?
on a public
I'm
location?
happy to share it. I'm just calculating in total, right? Because I've topped like what?
You no, wait, start from nets.
Just
There
for,
was not from Nats.
Nats is
for
like
listeners'
30.
notes, he did just pull out a wallet of hundreds of dollar notes that he's flipping through. So
Yeah, he's
this
like
is just checking.
He's checking his Bitcoin wallet as well. Right, so
All of his money's in Dogecoin.
we got nationals, which is early of 2024 January,
Yep.
which he top 16, got it about 30, 40, 50,
More.
50, 60.
Shit for getting top 16.
Yeah, so okay, let's put it safely.
Okay.
50.
Let's say 50. Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
50 Gs, right?
Okay.
So and then following each time you top 8, you got like what, 10?
Top 8, roughly 10. Yes.
Yeah, so 10 twice, many times, and then like probably I would safely say 80-ish to 90.
So you're traveling a lot to get to a lot of these events.
Correct.
Where-
But the traveling is not that expensive, really.
Is it all like here in Southeast Asia mostly?
Oh no, it's
No,
all
it's just
Australia.
Australia.
Just Australia.
Oh, just Australia.
Everything within Australia. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty good then.
Yeah.
So you're living like the business bro life, but playing cards. I'm on board. Like how much
Kind of,
sitting at
yes.
a pool next to a casino, like pretending to type on your laptop, are you doing every week?
What? Can you go again?
Yeah,
Sorry.
like when you see like all the guys who are like doing like day trading
Oh,
and all their
no,
videos,
no.
it's like it's them sitting by a pool. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
pretending to work.
yeah.
Is that the daily basis now?
No.
Do you have a crown card? Like how
I wish I have a pool at home and just sit there, but no. Sadly not.
What's your go-to when you travel? Like, are you staying at Crowns, or are you going on a
Nah,
budget?
but I go on a budget with this man over here, bro. What the?
You guys are like double bunking.
Pretty much. I sit on
always-
the couch all the time,
We
bro.
always like
You guys have to
together.
race in these so you get top or bottom bunk. Like, how's it
No,
work?
I gotta choose. I'm gonna choose this. Like, if you want to stay with me, this is the way.
All right, so I see the friendship started off with bullying. I like that.
So how I know Zhao is I think he came in playing One Piece earlier this year, right? No, like last year, end of last year.
Around October.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then he came here to play too a couple of times.
Yeah. Yes.
What do you mean?
Yes,
you play here all
yes,
the time
yes.
because we're the best store in the state.
True.
What do you mean?
he had burgers and ham too. When-
I did. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember. Yes.
Yeah, he had burgers and hams.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the Friday, I think.
Was it with you though?
Yeah, I was there.
Well, lucky I had
Oh,
burgers
I
tonight
forgot
because you
about
guys
it.
got Nando's, didn't even ask me. So, pretty selfish, I'd say.
Did I not? I thought I did.
Well, maybe. It doesn't work if it's not funny if you did.
Oopsie.
Yeah. So he played here, and then he got really good because he has like I think Zhao has like a lot of gaming background.
The gaming mind,
Yeah.
right?
I really just one. I just played PUBG. That was it. But I guess like I grew up playing games and I was really passionate about it. That's why like I have like this kind of like competitive personality where I really want to win when I start doing something.
Yeah.
I start off not really great at One Piece. I wouldn't say I was super great, but I just put in enough effort because I really wanted to win to get where I am today.
We used to trash him.
Yeah, for sure.
Used to.
So is PUBG still a thing, or you finished up with that?
I've already finished up with that because it was too stressful for me. I think to be honest, like it sounds like a dream to a lot of people to like play esports competitively, but when you're actually in that zone, right? Because like when I started it, I was still like in high school. I was around 16 or something like that, and then they were only allowing like players that are above 16 to actually go over to play like the Nats of card game, whereas like the Worlds of PUBG. So like it was really tough for me because I started off 15 or 16, something like that, but then I missed out like a year. And then I have to obviously do my homeworks. And I'm also Asian parent, so like gaming was like a bad thing. Like
they
didn't
really
really
not come to
allow
this
me
country for you to play fucking video games.
Correct. Because they will be like, yo, Zhao, it's like 7 o'clock, it's time for dinner. I'll be like, shut up. I'm gaming. Like, stop bothering me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's really, really bad. It's like really bad relationship.
You're like, Mom, I swear, I'm a professional.
yeah, one more game. I'm in rain. Like, it was really, really, really bad.
So can you run us down? Like, what is the life of a like? You say you are a professional, right? So I guess you have sponsors, you have like probably get paid for it and stuff like that, right? So like, what is the requirement?
Yeah.
The requirement of
Don't worry about that.
What the heck
That's my
is
phone
that?
telling me it's my bedtime.
It's not bad time, but yeah, what's the requirement though? Like, do you guys have to like? What do you guys have to do? Like, what's the job title, like the description of a pro gamer? Because not like you are my first pro gamer friend.
Okay, I'll go through like
you popped his cherry.
I'll run through like the whole thing down, as of how I started and how I did it, I guess. Because I started like playing games at a young age, as mentioned before. I did it when I was like 4 or 5. I think I owned a computer by myself when I was 4. I started off playing Dota into CS. I realized Dota was not my game. It was my brain couldn't function on that thing. So I was like, okay, maybe I can like react and just shoot, right? It just makes it easier for me. So I just started playing CS, got really good at it. And I was also very competitive. And all my family were playing it, so I just kind of started playing it. And then I just kind of like keep on trying to win, and I kind of like go over all of them. And I started playing with online players, just like random friends that you meet on Discord. Back then, we used to use Skype.
Yep.
Skype.
Yeah, Skype was one of the
Don't worry,
things.
we're old. We started Ventura, so it gets worse.
I started with Skype, and then like I started making new friends and stuff, and then we just kind of grind rank, right? I mean, like when you play games, you kind of just want to be the best in terms of in the game. You just want to play rank and all that stuff. Started grinding that, and then PUBG came out, and I was like, oh, like maybe it's time for me to like maybe try a new game. And then normally it's always the easiest way to like get in and become like a good player in a game when the game is new. It's like same as One Piece, right? Yeah, you always want to get in early. So PUBG came out, I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. Me and my friends just like started playing it, and I literally in the first season I was the best OCE player on the first season in like the whole server.
Yeah, no shit.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like number 1, and then after that, they started making tournaments in OCE. And I was like, oh, interesting.
Does that mean Oceania? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I was like, I might as well give it a shot, right? It was not like a lot of prize pool or anything like that, but I was like, might as well, because I'm playing the game, I'm enjoying it, and I think I'm pretty good at it. So I started playing the game, starting off with my friends, did pretty well in some of the tournaments, and then like some big organization like start messaging me on Discord. They were like, hey, do you want to like play this like more seriously? Like, do you want to join a pro team? Like, the sponsored, like
it's weird. No one's ever messaged me to play professionally. I feel like
Or are you in like a professional World of Warcraft team?
Clearly not.
Like do raiding every other day?
So at this point, are you still playing with your family?
Oh, not anymore. Like when I at one point I just stopped playing games in general because
Were they getting mad at you for just kicking their ass?
Not really. I was just really stressed out with playing PUBG and all, and then I just dropped like gaming in general.
Interesting.
And then I just started working, and then I got back into One Piece.
Yeah.
One Piece is like my first ever game ever since I stopped playing games for like maybe a year or 2.
Really?
Yeah,
So a bit of burnout, like too much going on, eh?
Correct. Because like my daily routine, because obviously I'm getting paid, and obviously at a point where when you're getting paid, you kind of want to perform, right? Like
Absolutely,
you're forced to perform. If you don't perform, then why are you here for? You know what I'm saying? And then at the time I was like the team captain, and I think I was still quite young. So like,
How old were you at this point then?
when I was a team captain, I think I was like 18, 19.
Yeah,
I was
so
in university.
100%.
Yeah, I was in the university. I'm studying like architecture degree, a bachelor. So I was doing that, and I was also doing this as a full-time job, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's where my parents like stopped kind of like refusing me on doing it because I was starting to get paid.
Yeah,
And they're like, oh, money talks, right? So I started doing it, and then like my whole daily routine was, because we have to play Southeast Asia scrim. We have to play OCE scrim. Also have to play American scrim. So I have to wake up really early in the morning, roughly around, I believe like 5 o'clock or something like that, or 6 to start playing the American scrims.
Yep.
So I start playing that. Yep. In the morning, and then finish around like 8 or 9 with my teammates. And I have to go to uni. So I go to uni. Depending on the day, sometimes if the lecture's boring, I just kind of leave. But as usual. But
I could be pruning noobs right now. What are we doing?
If I kind of like feel like it's okay to like do my work and whatever, if it's needed to be done, then I kind of leave around like 12 or like 3 o'clock, something like that, after uni sessions. So once I've done that, I got home. I need to start doing OCE scrims, which starts at 4:30 our time. So
it's a real tight schedule. You're finishing
It's
basically
really
finishing at
tight
8 or 9,
schedule,
going straight to
yes.
uni, then straight back on
correct,
after.
correct.
Jeez.
Because like you kind of have to practice with every single region, right? So because once you make it into Worlds or whatever it is, you verse people all over different country, and you kind of want to know what is going on, and because everyone plays it differently. I don't know if you guys ever touched on like PUBG as a game, but there's like strategy behind it, and it's like people do different strategy in different regions.
Yeah, I think if you watch what I was doing in PUBG, there was no strategy.
I was like, just shoot it, spray it, bro.
Mine mostly involved Connor, my friend who we've talked about before, yelling at me for being so shit. That's
Just spray and pray,
Yeah,
bro.
pretty
Just
much,
spray and pray. but like in PUBG is the same with One Piece, right? Because in OCE, like there's a lot of like NL or like yellow decks or like black decks, whereas some of the region maybe they don't play as much of these decks, or even in Asia. But in PUBG, it has the same thing. Everyone runs like different things, so you kind of have to like practice. So I do from like roughly 4 or 5 o'clock, and then it ends around like 6, 7. That's where I have
That's not
my
too bad.
dinner.
Like 2 hours.
Yeah, roughly.
yeah, but
something like that.
you've now been at work for 12 hours, basically.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
You
So
get up at 6, you start playing, you go uni, you come
Yeah.
back. Your brain's been on for 6, like
it's
12,
like
13 hours.
right, I did this for like a year and a little bit more because it got like really serious and I had to do it. So that's
course,
why
yeah.
like the whole full year. I was
Wait,
doing
hold
that.
on. Let me ask this, the most important question. Will you getting paid good?
It was not bad. It was
Okay.
like roughly $2,000 US
Oh, that's not too bad.
For of what?
just to play.
like a week?
No, a month.
A month. Okay.
A month. And just playing games.
I guess on top of uni, it's not too much of a difference from having like a side job as well, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's
correct.
like a part-time. It's better than part-time though.
But he's working more than part time.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
You do 6 till 9. That's 3
Playing
hours. You come
games
back,
instead
you
of
gotta-
serving at McDonald's though.
Yeah, I
Do
guess
you want to
so.
work at McDonald's? Like, hello, sir. Good morning. Do you want fries? Or you're like, pew, 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 pew.
Sorry, are you shitting on the people that give my coffee
No.
every morning?
Yo,
No.
These are integral people. in
I'm
the
just
community, all right?
saying, like, would you like to do that or pew pew?
I guess you did touch on it as well earlier, though. Like,
Yeah.
I think people think it's fun in games, but you're putting in like hard work and the pressure's there to perform, right?
Correct,
So
correct.
I think you see that in a lot of these like professional things, whether it's sport or like the e-gaming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like we get a lot here at the club. Like people think they're working here. They'll ask, people we get people apply for jobs here all the time, thinking they're just going to come in and play games. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you're going to be sorting cards like 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not the fun in games you think it is. I think
Yeah.
from working here, Kang and I play less games now than we've ever played in our lives because there's stuff to do, you know. And I'm sure it's the same thing. Like it's not all about logging on and having fun with your mates. You got to like put in work, right?
Yeah, it is not fun. Once you like play every single day, even when you're not doing anything,
Wait,
you are playing.
Sunday-
it's
Sunday?
really bad. Sunday we're playing.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's a no break though.
No break, yeah.
Look, like you don't have to play Saturday, Sunday, but
you wanna perform, right?
Yeah, but at the same time,
okay,
like
okay.
what else am I gonna do at home?
If you're a professional athlete, right, you don't get to diet from Monday to Friday and then slack off on a Saturday, Sunday. You got to go
Correct.
all the way through, right? And it's the same thing, you know. Put in that.
Shit.
Because all of these are contract based, right? Like in the end, if you don't perform, you get kicked out. So you really want to perform, and most of the time, if you perform, you get more money, right? If you start winning and stuff.
What's the
So,
biggest
like,
prize like from a tournament you got?
You mean like as in prize money that I've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
myself? My team was not really performing like in the international like standard. We were only performing in Oceanic because every time we go to like Worlds or whatever, we just got like absolutely destroyed.
Okay. What about like local? Do they pay well in local tournament? Oh.
Not really. It's literally for us. The reason why they're paying us is because I was playing for a Southeast Asia team, and in Southeast Asia is actually easier for you to actually get into Worlds because the players are not as great as players over like in America or like Europe and stuff like
right.
that.
Interesting.
And because personally I'm Malaysian and I'm also like Australian at the same time, so it allows me to like play both kind of region.
Oh, it's a double agent.
Ah.
Yeah, so like I can like play both region. It's the same as like One Piece, right? If you can kind of like qualify in one of the region and go Worlds, and being the last place in Worlds kind of just like makes you the money. And then because the organization takes like a big cut of it since they pay you
Yeah.
money, so it's actually
I like that they pay you, then they take a cut. You're like,
yeah, but it's definitely worth for them, right? Because like in the end, because they pay us and they allow us to like put more effort into it. Because like obviously we don't put all the effort, we're not gonna make it.
Did you have a lot of people like coming for your spot, especially if you're captain? Are there people there jostling to try and get you your spot?
Yes. A lot of people try to get our spot. You're talking about in terms of the game or like in terms of the position?
yeah, for the team, right? For the
Yeah,
sponsorship and stuff.
yes. Because like there isn't really a lot of good players or anything like that. There's like just an amount of good players in like Oceanic and also like SCA. So like in the end,
Did
like,
you have a lot of people thinking they were good enough and realizing that they're not?
I think like everyone's like that, no? Like, I say everyone's like that.
Wait, hold on. So
like-
if I let's say now you're in a pro team, right? Like
Yeah.
let's say how many in the team? Sorry,
4.
Okay, four of you.
You have a coach as well.
Okay, so you got 4 of you. You're the captain, and then like, look, I wanna take your spot. So how do I like get your spot? Like, do I like challenge you?
As a captain spot.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Because if you want to take my captain spot, as long as everyone agrees that you're a better captain,
Okay.
then go for it.
So what about taking like your spot as in the team?
Like, you think you'd be better than me?
Oh, okay.
But I think I was a team captain, right? And then the reason why I was a team captain is not because of my morale or whatever. It's really just because I was really good at telling people what to do. Because in not One Piece, sorry, in PUBG, right? Like, it's all about micromanaging your teammates. Because as long as everyone become one-minded, it becomes very easy to play
Like
the
a
game.
team
Interesting.
thing.
Yeah, it's a team thing. So once I'm able to like tell this guy to do this and then kind of like multitask everyone to do whatever, and then I focus on my main goal and my teammates trust me, it makes the whole thing like super easy.
So when you're looking at your screen and you're playing, are you also able to see all of their screens?
No, but then
So there's a lot of communication about where you're at on the map and stuff like that.
yes, and then obviously we can see each other on the map. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you kind of just tell them what kind of information you want to get out of.
Interesting.
So you tell them what to do most of the time, and if they can give you the information when the next cycle pops up or whatever, when I have enough information, I can calculate the risk. Same as like card game, you calculate the cards of if you're gonna draw this card, or whatever. And once the risk is like okay to take this risk to actually like hit this house or whatever, then we just all send it or something like that.
Interesting, because obviously it takes a lot of like motor function to be able to like micromanage all these different things
Yes,
happening
correct.
at one time. So
Correct.
it's like you could be out there like doing science, but here you are playing cards.
Yes, but micromanaging is definitely one of the hard things. Especially like my team was like a bunch of youngsters, and then I think they're all youngsters, but they're kind of older than me at the same time. So like, it's kind of difficult for them to like listen to like
Yeah,
some kid,
yeah.
like you know what I'm saying. But it was just at the time because the organization thought I was really really good because they watched our gameplay and like, we got a coach as well. So the coach really just really think that I was doing really really well at micromanaging. That's why they assigned me the role.
Was the coach much older?
Yeah, he was like 40 or something like that.
Jeez.
interesting.
How do he like how does one become a coach when does he play?
He does play. He's not really good in terms of like reaction or whatever, but he's really good in terms of strategy. So
Okay,
he knows what is needed to be done.
It's just some
whatsoever.
ex-military SAS
Yes.
guy.
But he used to be a coach for Counter Strike. That's why he knows
right.
a bit. Yeah, he knows a bit for sure.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you can become a coach if you're not good at the game.
yes, you can.
It's
Career
the
opportunity.
age-old teaching sayings. Like if you can't do, teach, right?
Yes.
You definitely can do that. Yes.
Okay, not too bad. That's pretty interesting. Interesting.
So what'd you do with your year off in between the games then? Did you go back to uni and finish that up?
Yes, I just finished my uni up because like I think it was my last year already. So like when I stopped, I finished my uni and then I just started working like 4 jobs and then just keep on grinding and just stop playing games afterwards.
What'd you do at uni?
Just architecture.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
So you can build buildings now.
Interesting.
I have a degree, but I'm not doing anything about it.
For one of the other things that I do in the beer technology side, we had a big discussion today because one of the contracts they're trying to get is a company called Populous, and they're the ones that do the architecture for most of like the bigger stadiums.
Yeah.
And they're doing a deal with these guys, so we're trying to chat through like a strategy on how to get them. And they're the one that did that Las Vegas Eye.
Oh yeah.
It's the engineering and architecture company that did that, and they're like trying to. There's kind of a bit of deal going on, and we're trying to work out who's trying to wrestle who in and out of that, right? So it's pretty interesting stuff. It's like it's funny when I was a kid, I did it like an art scholarship and stuff, and I always really wanted to be an architect, and then it never came about. But it's pretty interesting because are you going to look for a job in that, or are you going to try and ride out the card game stuff for now?
Definitely the card game because like, I feel like in terms of pay, maybe I'm not really dig into it like into architecture or anything like that. But I feel like in terms of the pay, it's not really that great.
Interesting.
And also like you actually put in a lot of work. I believe
Yeah.
that. A lot of work. I'm talking about like maybe like 24 hours. You're working like 18 hours.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So
And
are your parents mad that you're not going straight into the thing you applied for?
yes and no, because like they kind of like just
Gave up.
Yeah, they kind of just gave up to be honest.
It's like,
But
bro. Wasted so much money on the education.
You mentioned you played earlier with like CS with like your family. Did you have siblings? Do you?
Oh no, I'm actually like only child.
Oh, so
Only
when you're
child.
playing with your family, you're playing with your dad?
Cousins.
Oh, your cousins.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
interesting.
cousins. Yes, yeah.
Playing with dad. What the heck?
Well, I don't know.
Bro.
I tried playing with my dad, but he's not that great. Not that great.
He's got that 40-year-old coach reaction time, eh?
Yeah. It's all about the strategy, bro.
It is funny. Like a lot of the listeners know that I've got a 13-year-old son, and so he's not. I'm 33 and he's 13, so it's not that far apart from each other, right? Like I've played games all my life, not very competitively, but I've played them, and I'll sit down and play like Fortnite and stuff with him, and he'll be like, "Dad, why are you so shit?" And I'm like, "Come on, man, it's not that bad."
It's just a game, bro. It's just a game.
But the amount of times I get like jump scared, I guess I have got a little bit older. Maybe the erection time's not where it used to be.
You can form like a World of Warcraft team, a PvP.
That's what look, man. I wish my kid was more into like nerdy stuff, but he doesn't care at all.
No.
He's just on the footballs right now.
Oh, do you actually play the War of the World Cup?
Yeah, I played heaps of World of Warcraft. You can see it my giant collection on the back there. So
I'm a World of Warcraft
Guild.
I'm trying to
big fan.
I'm trying to convince William to jump back in.
Do you? Okay, I think Zhao didn't know this. Do you know why I moved to Australia? It's because of World of Warcraft.
Why?
Because when I was in Malaysia, right, so I was studying like you, same thing. I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft, and I was in an Australian guild.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, I decided to like, hey, I want to visit my World of Warcraft friends. So I flew to Perth, which is here, and then visited my friends, and then flew to Melbourne to visit the other part of like the guild, other friends, and then. A few years later, when I got married, I brought my wife here, and it's like, oh, well, we want to move to Australia? Like, yeah. And then we stayed with my World of Warcraft friends for a while. Then we got our own house.
Interesting.
Yeah. William
That's
didn't quite
cool.
understand how the internet works, where you don't have to be in the place where the other people are.
It's like because of World of Warcraft, I made like really good friends, and then I kept the friendship for like 20 years.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I think we've discussed this a little bit before, but I played on a US server, and I had a lot of American friends, and my intention was to move to Austin in Texas when I.
That's where my sister is.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
Austin, Texas.
I could have been friends with your sister instead of you, William. It could have worked out all the way around. But like, I had a child at a very young high school age, so that never happened.
Yeah, but I'm still in contact with like my guild master though. They moved to where I live, Ellenbrook.
Oh, just around
Yeah.
the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna join and play WoW with us then, obviously. What if we just do dungeons like once a week on a Monday night or something?
Okay. I want to ask this one question. Can I pay to level up?
Yes.
Can I max out level?
You can get to the like.
It's like level 100, right? But
Yeah.
you have to hit 110. You have to like work to 110.
It just wants you to play the current expansion, but you can get to max level in like 7 hours.
Is there still even people playing it?
Yeah, they're still doing.
How much is
pretty
the
decent
game?
Numbers. I don't know, just like I think it's $100.
Oh, don't you just pay the monthly subscription?
Yeah, but you still have to buy whatever the
Oh,
most
the
current
expansion.
expansion is.
Oh, yeah, true.
So you pay roughly $100 for the
I
first one.
almost want to say yes, but today is a sad day for me because I missed out on the 30th anniversary PlayStation Pro, so I can't be flipping it. I can't make money from it.
What, did you wait in line? You didn't get it?
No, because like I have the EV Games level 5, right? So the 30th anniversary was made available for all the level 5s, and I couldn't get it. I got like a
do you mean you
controller.
But what you just
The controller is worth it.
you just like didn't get in line in
No, like
early enough?
I was buying it. I just wanted my card. I just couldn't like check out.
didn't click fast enough.
I clicked fast
He
enough.
wouldn't have made it on the PUBG team at all.
If you paid me commission, I would have done it. Just saying.
It's like, and then people are selling on eBay for like $5,000.
Jesus, holy moly!
I lost money. I got a controller and like a portal, and then I signed up for JB Hi-Fi.
So you're the dirty scalper that
Hey! It's called opportunity. If I'm not doing it, someone's doing it.
I guess you're right. That is 100% true.
All right, someone's doing it. So my PlayStation 5 is fully paid by scalping. Let's go.
And this is the third week in a row we've talked about scalping.
Is it?
Yeah, we talked about the scalping of the heads before.
Oh,
but it's the
shit.
same thing, effectively.
Yeah, but that's the only way my wife let me buy a PlayStation 5. If I
yeah.
make the money,
It's
from
always good to
PlayStation
just blame
5.
your wife. I bet your wife wouldn't have a clue what you're talking about.
She knows. I was like, after like I sold the 5th PlayStation, I was like, can I buy my own PlayStation?
It's kind of like
now?
when you're trying to get one of your mates to come to the pub. He's like, oh, my wife won't let me go. And then when you talk to the wife, she's like, can you get him out of the house?
Yeah, but
So what started the One Piece journey there, my boy?
It's kind of crazy, yeah, to be honest, because like look, I never got into anime.
Hmm.
I never really watched One Piece or anything like that at all. So when I first got introduced was actually by my colleague. He was asking me to like, oh, just watch this like anime. It's actually really, really sick. It's like One Piece or whatever. I'm like, oh, interesting. I've heard of it, but I just never really want to watch something that's like 1,000 episodes. I'm like,
It
nah.
sounds like a lot of commitment, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought as well.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna spend like I don't know so much time just to watch.
Don't they have like a
an
fast
anime.
track
Yeah, there
version?
is.
There's got to be a spreadsheet where it tells you like, yeah, you could ignore this 750 episodes, right? Like,
I think there's like one thing called like One Pace or something like that.
Yeah.
Where
that's
Yeah.
funny. One page is funny.
it's like 1 hour for like every single arc, something like that.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
speed things up like really
yeah,
quick.
it's, like really, really quick.
Like I've only watched like Dragon Ball Z, right? When I was a kid, I'm not really an anime guy either. And it was even then we'd know you're like, yeah, you can watch the whole season, but really you need like these 3 episodes, and the rest of it is hard filler, like hard filler.
No, just like car.
Yeah, man.
And then next episode. To
be continued.
And then next episode.
You'd log into like watch like Cheese TV in the morning, all for like half an hour of the guy screaming, and you're like, I learned nothing.
Yeah.
But
So your mate was showing you.
yeah, so my mate showed me like about the anime or whatever, and then I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. But then they were like, oh, I'm gonna start like collecting cards of this game. I'm like, this anime, I'm like, interesting. And then they start like buying boxes while I was working, and then it's like showing me these cards. I'm like, damn, they actually look pretty cool. And then being Asian, I have this like gambling instinct inside me. I'm just like, I start doing my research. I'm like, oh, there's like cards that are worth thousands of dollars. Okay, maybe it's worth buying them. And then I was like, okay, maybe I should invest in one.
The small business mind in you says like, oh, I can flip these, right?
Yep,
Just
yep.
the same as William with his dirty PlayStations. He's like, I can flip these.
Correct?
I have that because I'm like a serial like small business starter. I've done it all my life, and I continue to do it. And every time any slight inconvenience happens to me, I'm like, how can I sell this? How can I make a thing? And I'm like, sometimes I got to be like, shut up, Daniel. You don't need any more shit. Just figure out what you're doing right now and stop it. All right. Every single time, it's a nightmare.
But anyways, I bought like lots of these boxes. And at the time, I felt stupid, right? Because I was like, I'm buying these, I'm not playing it, I'm not selling it. I was checking the prices, like, this costs like $70. But I don't know anyone. I don't know about these Facebook groups that's actually like selling these cards, right? So I was like, it's kind of weird. Like, why am I spending $1,000 on these boxes? And I was too deep into it. I'm like, nah.
Especially
this
early
is-
One Piece, like the boxes were like pricey. Getting
Yeah,
up
they were
there.
like $200, $220, $250, something like that. And I started buying like OPO1 boxes, which was like, I think it was a steal. It was like $300-400. But I believe they were like, I think they're like 1K or something like
Yeah,
that. now.
100%,
Yeah. So I got like a few steal, and then I started like opening them, but I just never played. And then I just like having like a room stack of cards, and I'm like,
Did you have a good idea of which things were worth money and which ones weren't?
I was just pretty much just doing research on TCG Player. But the thing is, like, it doesn't really matter what's the value of the card if I don't have buyers, right? Like, I
true.
have no understanding of like, selling on Facebook or whatever.
Gathering.
So like, I just keep on like seeing all these stack of cards on my cabinet. I'm just like, oh, what am I doing? Like, I've spent like $2,000 now into this thing.
Every time you crawl into bed every night, you see a pile of shame.
Yeah,
and
and
you
I-
roll over, face the other way.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my days. And then I was like, I need to start doing something. Well, at least watch the anime. You know what I'm saying? Like, $2,000 and I've
You're
watched
making
the
worse
anime.
decisions to make yourself feel better about the previous worst decisions.
Yeah. So, and then I was like, okay, I was like doing some research, and I saw this Treasure Cup Zoro card. At the time, it was selling for like $6,000-7,000.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, this card look really, really nice. I kind of want to have one of them. So I was like, I might as well start a game, right? I have like 2,000 cards just like stacking at the start of my...
Even at that point, you hadn't started playing the game yet.
No, not at all. So I was like, I need to actually like put some effort into it. So I started playing Sim. And I was like, okay, this game is actually not bad. It's like because I played a bit of Hearthstone back then before, so I know like
yeah.
how card game works, I guess. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to one of my local store and just give it a shot. I didn't even know like local store exists, to be honest.
Yeah.
So my first ever local was in Rockingham.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Jesus, far.
yeah, I was like playing a lot of simulator, and
Were
I was,
you living down that way?
no, I live in Southern River, so it's like 40 minutes away.
So you're
40
like
minutes.
you're like 10 minutes away from Cannington. You're like, I'll drive.
I'll drive 40
Oh, no, I
minutes
guess
to
Southern River's a little bit
Rockingham.
further down. So no, you're
it's
probably
the
right.
itch. It's
Yeah,
the itch. It's
yeah.
the itch. So like, cause like I was like doing all the research. I was like, I need to go tomorrow. And then Rockingham was the only one that was like there tomorrow. I didn't see Beyond or anything like that because they were all both on Thursday. So I drove down and I was like, okay, let's give this a shot. I rock up with Whitebeard. At the time was like the meta deck.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
believe Rockingham are just a bunch of casual players.
Yeah.
They are just having fun. And I was the only Whitebeard. Everyone saw me like, oh, this guy must be like coming from like a different like
Just here to
you know-
trash
Yeah,
nerds.
just like destroy people. And I was telling you, I was actually new. I'd never played card game in my entire life.
I'm
This
a
is my
fun
first time
guy.
I
I'm
played.
new.
That's literally what I said.
Next minute, I win.
Yeah, and I won. I did one, and then I got the
He got banned from the store.
for lying. Anyways, I got the
They
Nami
see you
winner
coming,
card.
they close the windows and shit.
So,
But I've never been there since.
spots all filled now. No more spots? No, I'm joking.
I got my first Nami winner card, and I was like, at the time, I was like, yo, this thing is like $100.
Yeah,
Because I got
yeah.
offered on the spot. Someone was like, oh, I'll buy this off you for like $100. I was like, really? I was like, yeah, take that.
You said the gambling brain ticks on. You're like, I can make money out
I
of
can
this.
make money out of this. I can go every single day and get free
I
money.
get this, and I'll sell for 100 each, and then like, hey, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a joke.
$500 a week,
That's pretty
$2
good.
grand a month. Not bad.
So I started doing that, and I was like, oh, it's actually pretty sick. And then I started going, and then after I think I went Northern Bulls straight after, and I got trash because obviously like these players are here, and then it was my second day playing this
Yeah,
game. I'm just
yeah.
like, oh, okay, whatever. I got destroyed.
This guy thinks he's good, but he's not.
I was like, okay, maybe it's not as easy as I thought it is.
Yeah.
But then eventually I just started playing more, and then like start watching the anime. I kind of like the anime myself now because I already all up to date, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, let's
Jeez,
keep
you're
on
up to
playing.
date?
Yeah, I'm up to date.
What the fuck? How did you do that?
I just watch it in 2 times speed. It's the easiest way to do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But still, how?
Isn't that thousands and thousands of hours?
Not just thousands, probably thousands of hours, but 2 times speed is alright. I don't watch the fillers though. No fillers.
Oh, okay. So you did the short out
Yeah,
versions.
just normal show. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Crazy.
it's only 20 minutes a show, an episode.
Really?
I think
Yeah.
if,
So there's
if
some
they
budget
remove
time.
all the ads, like the intro and the outro, I think you just stitch them all together. Then probably
Yeah, it's roughly around like if you do watch it in like times 2 speed, it's like 8 minutes an episode. If you think about it.
Is it worth sitting down and watching?
It's like
something
watching
three
shorts,
times?
bro.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like Instagram. That's scrolling through.
I just slow it down when it's like crazy animation, like crazy fights or stuff like that. But really,
We talked about it before on the podcast. Obviously,
Yeah.
it was I tried to because I'm not an anime guy, so I tried to watch like Attack on Titan. That's what they recommended me to do, and I found that it was too fast. I couldn't read quick enough to keep up with it. And you're over here reading it 2 times the speed. It makes me feel like a fucking moron.
No, I think like the word was alright. Like I don't know, they sound like hell high pitched though.
Yeah,
They
I
got
can
to
imagine,
speed.
yeah.
it sounded really weird.
Anytime it's like a female talking, it's just
Yep.
like it's like squealing.
It's crazy. I didn't realize that. But I don't know. I couldn't like binge watch nowadays. I do binge watch. Like if like the Ring of Power, when everything's out, I'll binge watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I would do.
At the moment, I'll watch one episode of Bob Burgers while I'm standing in the
What the
shower.
heck is Bob
is-
Burgers?
It's called Bob's Burgers. I know I can pretend that it's like research for the burger shop.
What? What is it about? Tell me more about this.
It's just a guy who with funny kids who owns a burger shop, and it's just like The Simpsons. It's like The Simpsons, but they're a burger shop family.
Is it
like a
cartoon?
cartoon?
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
shit!
Yeah.
that's not research.
I like the bright. Yeah, it is. He's working in a burger shop, man. I could be learning heaps of things. You don't know. Leave me alone. Why are you bullying me? Shut up, William.
What the heck?
Leave it alone with his burgers. Bro.
Yeah, I know, man. Why are you so far?
I don't care.
You're not my mom.
I gotta give it to Nam with his nice burgers, but watching Bob Burgers?
Yeah, Bob's Burgers. Yeah,
Bob Burgers.
Yeah, that's fine.
Jeez, what the heck is that? It's pretty cool. Interesting though.
So how do you? Obviously, you've joined into the teams playing One Piece, so not too bad. You've done pretty well. How do you find yourself in a team? How does that work out?
I don't think. Oh, I don't know. Look at his smirk, bro. I feel like my answer is a bit
Are you just like playing games, trying to have fun with your mates, and there's just a William like sneaking up behind you, being like, "Join my team, join my team, join my team." Is that how it pretty much went?
pretty much. That's why I joined his team.
What the heck?
Did he promise to give you a branded jumper and then he gave you one?
Hey. Did you get a jumper? Like, you got a hoodie, right?
I didn't get a. I didn't get a
Bullshit. Where's my jumper?
Wait, it's in
It's
my
gonna be
house.
summer now, man. It's too hot for jumpers.
I'll get you a t-shirt.
I'm sweaty as it is now. I should take my hat off. Did I turn it back
it's
like
actually
Fred
getting
Durst? Yeah. Well, we turn. The worst bit is here. We're like, because we're not in a real recording booth. Clearly, it's why it's echoey as shit. We turn off all of the stuff, including the aircon and like the fridge, so there's no background noise. But it does mean we just sit here and get sweaty for an hour and a half.
Wait, I thought this should be cooling, but
Yeah, it should be cooling if it was on, but it's not on because it'd be loud. Because we're in like a building built in the 1950s, so it's a bit of a nightmare. The real goal here is to become famous enough so that I think we got 13 Patreons. If we get to 100 Patreons, I'm getting a little recording booth with an aircon, a quiet aircon. That's my goal.
or just sub to the platinum tier. We have a platinum tier, by the way. It's like how much is it?
$150 a month.
$150 a month.
And what did you get out of it?
So like,
We're not really sure. and
wait,
neither
wait,
of
hold
us
on.
is, so-
We'll make an event to bring you out with the $150. Like,
Yeah.
well, we're planning to go play Space Marine VR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll bring you out. We'll pay.
So it's like $150 for a date. It's like kind of only
Basically, yeah. It's
Okay.
our version of
you up.
OnlyFans. That's 100% correct. Yeah.
We'll bring you out.
I fully expect no one to ever do it, but William's keen, and I'm proud of him for that.
Yes.
You've got to nurture like input. You know
If
what I
you're
mean?
keen, we'll bring you out to play Space Marine VR and lunch. You get lunch too.
Sure.
We get you
Sign
some-
me up. Sign me up.
Get you some
No,
lunch.
you've actually got to sign yourself up. That's how it works.
It's not too bad.
Oh dear.
So is there any other like hobbies that you do, or is this like pretty much just computer games and like cards now?
Pretty much, because I think my whole life's just been playing games,
Hmm.
really. Because like every other stuff that I've been doing, I feel like it has not been going really well. So like,
what is other stuff? Enlighten
Yeah,
us.
tell us about your deepest, darkest fears, Al.
well, I did start like a clothing business. I think you know.
Oh,
this
yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't think
Pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Like
not gonna
coin
lie.
collecting?
coin collecting.
Is that what you said?
Clothing business.
Oh, clothing.
Yeah, clothing business. I used to own a clothing business. Well, it didn't go really well in terms of like making money and all, but it goes really well in terms I had fun.
So it's like the artistry side of you coming out. Is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
still
yeah.
around at all?
Not anymore, but it is still on Instagram. I don't really like do anything on it or anything like that. But I just kind of like my past achievements where I just take videos of my friends and take photos and kind of have fun and edit videos and stuff.
What
Yeah.
was the brand called?
It's called ADMB. It's called like a daily mood boost. Like the idea of it is
like it.
like,
Oh,
yeah,
pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, the idea of it is like I kind of like post daily. When I was doing it, I kind of post daily on talking about like the
Look,
boosting.
he's like, you, Danny. He makes
Boosting your mood.
small business.
Yeah, I don't want to talk out of turn for Kang, but our real goal for working together is to really start something in the clothing like industry. Like we're really both, we have very different fashion senses, but very much on that line of like where we'd like to sit, and we're very, very keen at some point once no matter what like Kang does once uni's there, we're very keen on like doing something with fashion, and whether we do it together or do our own thing, it's something that we're both very interested in. I think that artistic flair comes out of it, and like really trying to reproduce what your personality is into the clothing that you can like provide to the people around you. I think it's really cool. So it's actually really awesome that you did that. It's a shame that Kang's not here to talk to you about it, because like he's like a huge buff on it, and like I really like trust Kang's like fashion sense on a lot of things as well. So pretty snifty guy.
Yeah, it was really fun because like every single day, like I do architecture, right? So I actually like drawing. So like pretty much all I had to do every single day was just to like draw like a person with the clothing brand, and then pretty much just talk about like something like a life quote or something, like something that is like positive every single day. That's all I
Do
literally
or do not. There is no try.
It's just a bunch of Yodas.
pretty much. But it was fun. It was fun.
That's awesome, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, now maybe Kang and I have to come to you and get some ideas from you. You know.
Yeah, it's actually like
Oh yeah, and he actually introduced me to like the hoodies, like where to get like the. I asked like anyone who knows where to get like good quality hoodies, right? And then he told me like, oh, go to this store, get it from them. They're the best. And then yeah, everybody said like
You could be our broadcast merch team guy.
Ooh,
Look at us go!
that's
Look at
opportunity.
Yeah. Now
go.
it's me being like, join the team.
yeah, it's pretty good. Like everybody who had the hoodie loves it.
Yeah, it's good quality, but it's also expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive,
it's
but
really
I told him like money is not a problem.
Was there like an MOQ to the ones you had to buy?
It's 10, but it's,
Okay, that's
it's just
alright.
it's just expensive. So it's not like you can get it like $40-$50. It's like $80 each.
Yeah. Well, that's what we looked into, like quite a few different places. Like there's the Color Cartel over East, and like a few different places we looked at getting stuff printed, and it was starting at like $70 to $80 a shirt. Because I don't think Kang and I, we're really keen on doing some merch for the boards, like for Northern Boards and for the Boardcast and stuff. But we really didn't want to budge on the quality. Like I wanted something that's going to survive a few washes really well. Has like as someone who goes in and out of the amount of time I go to the gym over the year, I really want my shirts to sit well and look good on me, because anything that's too tight starts to like wrap around the stomach too much. And I think that's really, the quality is really important, and we didn't want to budge on that. But when you do that, when you're looking at low MOQs, you're looking at very high numbers in
Correct.
pricing. So even for a t-shirt, it's like $80. And then if you're going to then sell that onto someone, what are they going to? No one's going to pay $130 straight off the bat for a shirt. Maybe you get some opulent brand, but I don't think if we have a cool Northern Boards logo and some commissioned art on the back of it, people are going to start at $120 a shirt. You know what I mean?
You get a prize.
You got to earn that brand loyalty.
But one lesson I learned though doing this like clothing brand, I feel like quality is one thing, but at the same time, you get it from China, the quality is still kind of similar in the end.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, that's my opinion because technically the one that I showed you, right, was the first one I ever tried, and it was actually so you guys know of the brand Street X? Yeah, I actually talked to the owner of Street X.
Interesting.
This is the one I introduced you, was the one that owner of Street X introduced me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
because at the time I was like, what is the best like clothing place that I can actually get clothing for like a cheap price and good quality, right? And he was like, look, just start off being able to sell. And just go off like these local brands first, and don't do anything too like fancy or anything like that. That's why I went off. But then after doing that, I find out it was very, very expensive.
Yeah,
it was super expensive. And then I actually ventured myself into like some other options over in China. I also started making some new friends over in like Malaysia. Some of my friends that actually does like clothing factory in Malaysia.
Yeah,
they actually do much cheaper. And I actually had like those examples. They actually like so much better quality.
Interesting.
To be honest,
Is it something you'd be interested in doing again?
for sure, because I actually I was actually enjoying myself, but the only problem was the money.
Yeah, the
because
money.
I was not making anything out of it. I was kind of just doing it for fun. Because like personally, coming from the architecture side, like I really take a lot of videos. I like editing and doing all these like fun stuff. So like literally, because I skateboard as well back then.
Whoa!
I saw these.
Wait,
like,
you know,
Hold on.
Kang felt bad, and because I was going to sub out tonight so that he could join in, right?
Kang's
And
gonna be so tilted.
He
now.
is, because he's like an avid skateboarder as well, and like that's the branding that I really like.
I skateboard because of Kang too.
Oh, really?
I have
Yeah,
a skateboard
yeah.
at home. Oh, you didn't see it?
Oh, I have seen
Yeah?
it before. Yeah.
Like I really like the skate identity and the clothing, the branding. That's what I really like the
Yeah.
Santa Cruz and the
Correct.
like all
Do
that
you have a
colored
skateboard?
style.
I have two.
Damn.
I custom built both.
That's the clothing I'd like to do, but Kang's like fully into the skating. I feel really bad that Kang's not here. Should we
Kang's
call
gonna
him
be-
up and get him to come back?
Kang's gonna like tilt the table now. He's gonna like, what the heck? Is there anything?
Poor Kang. So just for the listeners, we probably should have mentioned this early on, but like with William's shake up, we've only got 3 mics. If William had given me slightly more notice, I could have bought a 4th mic today, but that's okay. And so Kang,
bought it a long time ago. Just prepare.
It's true. It's good. I'm prepared for things I'm not aware of. But yeah, you're not wrong. So I'll take
See?
that. I'll cup that on the chin.
Counter spell.
But so Kang opts to sub out, and he's gonna come back at the end and like shut all the system down and do, because Kang does all the editing, right, as well. Like a couple of me and mates are meeting up tomorrow to play some Commander during the day. It doesn't happen very often. Once every like 3 or 4 months, I'll get together. So I messaged Kang today. I was like, hey, we're gonna play some cards tomorrow at lunch. Do you want to come? He's like, no, I'll be editing the podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, you better do your job. But now he's going to be listening to this to later on, hearing us talking about like skateboarding and architecture and fucking brand design and shirts and stuff. And he's going to be like, motherfuckers.
He's so pissed. He's gonna be so pissed. I'm sure he's right home right now, playing his sim right now. So I'm driving his car.
Well, maybe that's what we'll do, because we're like, the whole plan is to get like another mic and to be able to do a 4er. So maybe we'll have to get you back on and we can like, I was going to say surprise Kang, but it's not going to be surprise because he's going to fucking edit it. So,
Well, no, at least Kang can do the Q&A.
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Kang is like really into like skateboarding and stuff, and he was so crazy on the skateboard that he was like going to like Scarborough like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Well, at the beginning for me, I was actually quite crazy about it as well. But
Interesting.
yeah, but I broke my ankle.
Oh shit!
So-
Wait,
Whoa,
this is Kang too.
Oh, really?
Kang also fucked up his ankle.
Oh my god, we got a Kang number 2.
Yeah, I broke my ankle. I stopped.
If I'd known any of this information before, if we could have called you just Kang 2 for the entire day. Like,
Oh my god, this is so Kang too.
what I really want to, what I've always really wanted is to have like a clothing boutique, like a small store. And I don't know if you remember the old, like it's kind of like the old English setup where in front of there's glass on either side of the building. And then in the front, as you walk into the door, there's actually a glass box that's in the center. And then you walk around that box to then get to the front door. It's like an old architecture design for basically old clothing stores, right? And I'd love to have like a like a skateboard kind of like boutique that sits down the alleyway of something like a runway like just behind us here, and it's like kind of like a little nook in the door. You can buy skateboards there and like custom clothing brands, because what I'd really like is to go out to the community, because we're in like a hobby space, right, where there's a lot of people that do painting of miniatures and art and hobby. So I'd love to get commissioned all that local artists to do the back arts for the shirts and stuff like that, and then kind of bring it under one brand, and then like the artists get kickbacks on the clothes as it sells and stuff, as well.
I feel like one thing, right? This place right here, like I feel like it could use a lot of like what you say, like a skateboard shop.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and then like you could just when all the shops close, you can use it as the skateboard on the road.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
even out here in the theme park as well. 100%. I
Crazy.
think
No one's gonna be complaining about noise.
anybody who's been to Northern Boards that we block up one side of the door's entrance so that you can't see some of the more nefarious buildings on the other side. But there's like 2 vape stores and some other unscrupulous behaviored shops out there.
Well, the vape store will be in sync with the skate shop, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Is there a tattoo shop here as well?
Nah, it's a barber shop, which is cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. So you get a haircut, get some vapes, and go skateboarding.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
good.
some massage afterwards.
Those are happy ending ones.
Yeah. There's nothing like, we don't really talk about it too much on the podcast, but it's like there's no reason not to, I guess. But like for anyone who's been to the club, and if you haven't, like you can sit where our card tables are, where you play One Piece and like Magic and stuff like that, is set up there. But right next to that is like a glass door, and if you look at the right angle, you'll quite often get eye contact with a person coming in and out of that massage parlor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like, but now there's a book cabinet there, because it's just a bit. We have a lot of kids and families and stuff to do stuff here, so we try and avoid that side, and we enter from the other side of the building, right? But in the early days, I had no shame, so I had all the tables sitting and facing that way. And when we had like an agreement with like the regulars, when someone would come out of there, we'd all stare at them and like stare at the person coming out, just make them awkward as possible, because it's like, fuck you, man. It was probably terrible business for the massage girls, I guess, but like it's like it's funny as well, because you get like some like 80-year-old guy, and he'll wander past and he will look at it, and then he'll wander back past, and then wander back past again, and when he thinks no one's looking, he'll scoot into the door. But like now what they've done is they've put it's like a doorbell, but as you enter it dings, so you hear you hear the ding, and then 15 minutes later you hear them ding out, and you're like, that's a nightmare. And the worst bit is, if there's nobody, they've put a doorbell there as well, so you can bell them if it's locked. But if it's like 6 o'clock and the door's locked, that means they're packed, bro. Like, just can't, like,
Calm down, bro.
Yeah, come back in half an hour, eh? But like, you have someone come up and you hear them dinging multiple times, and you're like, whoa, bro, just calm down.
Stop spamming. Can you imagine a guy inside? Like, hey, man.
Yeah.
Like, just help yourself, bro.
Hey, man, I'm trying to get in the zone.
Oh, my goodness.
It's just but yeah, come to Northern Boards. It's a totally family-friendly place to come hang out.
Good burgers, you. It's crazy. So, like, what else other than skateboard, clothing? What else have you done?
If you were to envision yourself as Kang, what third activity are you into?
Well, I did drop shipping. Did Kang did that?
I've been trying to convince him to sell shit online here, so maybe you can give some tips. We're trying to talk about how to scale Northern Boards, and it all comes down to like selling stuff online, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the way to go.
At the beginning, all I wanted to do was just like doing more business and kind of just want to make quick cash, right? I was young. I'm still young. I'm only 23. So like everything
young.
You know what's funny? I mentioned before that my kid's 13, so I'm exactly 20 years older. That means you're exactly 10 years.
10 years young.
Hey, he's been more successful professional than I have been.
Nah, not yet, not at that level. But I tried dropshipping and stuff. It went actually not bad, because like all I had to do, because like I said, I like editing videos and stuff like that. So all I was doing just like editing TikTok videos of like the product, and I kind of just like do it every single day, because like I got all the time. When I'm a kid, like I don't work or anything like that. Well, my job at the time, it was after the PUBG and all that stuff, and it was just me doing like a lot of different jobs. I think at one point I was doing 4 jobs, but so I was a poker dealer. Yeah, I was a poker
At
dealer.
Crown or just on a private thing?
On a private thing, like a bar, like a licensed bar. And
License
bar.
Hashtag.
Legal. And I was a chef as well. So I was working in the kitchen.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I was doing Uber Eats at night, but it was like a Chinese Uber Eats. They were actually paying way more than Uber Eats. So I was
no
like,
shit.
it's actually pretty good.
Sounds like you, Danny.
Yeah. This just sounds a lot like me, to be honest with you.
I can't remember what it was.
So he's like half Kang, half Danny now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I might just retire. He can just take over. I'm ready to retire. I'm done.
But yeah, I was like working 4 jobs, and I was like, yeah, it was really really tough. And then some of the things are like really casual, right? It's not really like a full-time job or anything like that. Oh, and I also also working in Telstra at the same time as well.
Oh, yeah.
As a sales consultant. But because I have always
It's a lot of like industry skills you're getting from a lot of different places, and I think
Correct.
Realistically, I think what makes I'm not exactly smarter than anybody. I'm definitely not any more like better at business than anyone else, but I do have a lot of experience, and I find like doing all those rounded things. Like I did the same thing. Like I was running my truck business, and I was driving Uber at night every single night, and I was meeting people and talking to people, and it was like all that experience you add on top. It doesn't make me smarter or better than anyone else. It just gives me more like
experience.
Reps. Yeah, it's more experience. I've got more time talking to people. I've got more time doing the stuff, and I'm just putting in effort, and it does make a big difference. Like even working at Telstra, you're going to pick up trade skills there of like you know when you should be getting a new phone and when you shouldn't, who you're talking to, and like that repetition of just trying to sell product all day, every day is going to give you way big advantage when like trying to do like sell something in the future. You know what I mean?
Correct. In Telstra, I think the best thing I've learned is actually handling like crazy people.
Yeah.
Like in Telstra, you don't understand. I have the amount of times I got. Okay, this is like one crazy story. I used to work in a city, like the Telstra store in the city.
So the level of crazy is already way out.
Yeah, the level of craziness is crazy. So I work in. It's now closed. It's in William Street, 140.
Yeah.
The Telstra store. I have one time, there's this lady that came in with the luggage. So like our Telstra store is like at the front is like hell empty. It's just like a bench. So like people are waiting, kind of sits there, and then we have like we don't really have a booth, so it's like an open area.
Yeah.
So everyone just comes in.
Is that the time period where you'd like stand there with the person, and instead of going and sitting down at a table, they'd kind of stand there with you and go through it? Yeah.
So like that's like a system manager to kind of like check in with the people that stands there.
Yep.
So like at the time it was like really really quiet. I think maybe one person is like serving someone, and then most people are free. My assistant manager walked up to like this lady that walk in with the luggage. He was like, "Oh, how can I help you?" Whatever, right? And then she just sat down on the couch, saying like absolutely nothing. And then we were like, "Oh, are you alright? Like, is there anything we can help you or whatever?" And then
can you tell straight away she's just a crazy lady?
Yeah. She's crazy. Yeah. And then we were like, "Oh, okay." Like. So look, she was crazy, but she was not like super crazy. She was just wearing jeans, like long sleeves. She just came in with luggage. She looks a bit like not super homeless, but she looks like a foreigner for sure.
Yeah, okay.
So she just sat there. We're like, "Oh, is there anything we can help?" And then she just starts screaming. We're like, like what's going on?" Like, and then she's like, "I have a bomb."
Oh shit!
Yeah, like
escalation.
No joke. Like no joke. We're like, nah. Like what's going on?
You just see Zhao pegging it down the street, just full arms up in the air.
So like we have to like. So there's like a what's that? The distress button or something like that.
Yeah,
in the store. So like
I used to work at a bank, so I had the same thing. It's like you have
yeah.
like a silent alarm.
Yeah. So literally we just like went to the back of the office and then we did that. And then she was like, "Oh, don't call the cops." And we're like, "Yeah, that's the first thing we're gonna do."
You shouted, "Bomb lady!" There's some cops coming. I can assure you.
They came, but then there was no bomb. There was just a luggage. It was just an empty luggage, but it was just crazy for some reason. And I went to jail, and she went to jail, and then like there was so many crazy things. Like I think I can go all day with these stories. I have like people coming in saying that they're gonna shoot me. They were like part of biker gangs and stuff like that, just because they couldn't buy a phone. I'm not even joking. They came in trying to buy a phone, and okay, so this is what
You're
happened.
like, so
why can't they buy a phone?
Okay, I don't know, insufficient funds or something. I don't know. So
Right.
like,
because they'll get credit.
So they want to
right?
correct. Everything goes through credit check. So one time I have this like customer. I think at the time I was like I was serving him.
I hope
and
you're
then,
not listening.
he was serving me, and then he was like I asked him for like ID. So like in Telstra or any sort of things, right? You kind of need ID because there's a privacy part of it. You can get like SIM replacement. You can get someone else's number. You can like steal your identity.
Correct.
So like pretty much we ask for ID all the time. And then he was like, "Oh, I came in last time. I don't really need ID." And he was saying, "Am I being racist? Why am I like because." He was Caucasian, and that's why I'm asking ID, and then maybe I was not asking for some specific races. So like,
it is a full power move for a white guy to say to an Asian guy, "You're being racist."
And I was like, no, like it's part of the company policy.
Yeah.
Like we have to check your ID.
You're like, "Look, man, I honestly don't want to talk to you at all. If I didn't have to ask for your ID, I fucking wouldn't."
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, I asked him for the ID. He's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna give you the ID." I was like, "Why not? Like it's part of the thing. Like if you want me to help you out, you want to buy a phone." Or on the repayment plan, like I have to go through all these things. Like unfortunately, it's part of the company policy, right? And then he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." Blah 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 blah. And then in the end, he was showing me like these pictures of like his bikie gang or whatever. I'm just like, well, I'm sorry, like this is
Yeah.
not gonna help you. Like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it.
You've literally got a screen which requires you to put his ID in there. Like, look, man, you can show me all the photos, but this button isn't going to work until you give me a fucking ID.
He went on Google and then saved all his photos.
But he never came back. But then, because in the end, I was like, oh no, I can't do it. And then he got kicked out. But like nothing really happened or anything like that. But he did like call out another day saying that we'll come in and shoot you or whatever. Which was crazy.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
It was crazy. And then we had to call the cops, and then we had police outside our store for like 2 months.
Really?
Whoa.
Shit.
Yeah, just a police car.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they were sending like a small cake. It's like, they were just saying a small cake. It was like
That's how
it was just-
wasting resources.
Yeah.
yeah.
Shit, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, bro, I get paid like what 50K a year. Like what was going on?
Yeah.
Am I like on a war or something? Like what was going on, man?
Territory.
There's a thing that I do, and I've pretty much stuck to it most of my life. Like over the past decade, I've hired like somewhere in the range of 200 to 300 people, like for different businesses, right? For long-term staff or those kind of things. There's a rule that I tend to stick to, and I very rarely ever budged on it. Is like you've got to have a phone, you've got to have a driver's license, and if you're old enough, I want you to have worked at like a customer service based role. So like Telstra's great, McDonald's, Woolworths, Coles, anything like that. Because there's something you learn when you're working in a customer based role is that no matter how good you are at your job, no matter how much of well you're doing your job right now, you fucking don't know anything and the people hate you. And it's like this, you could be doing everything your job has told you to do and it hasn't prepared you for this crazy fucking person telling you they're going to shoot you because you can't give them a phone. You're like, come on, bro. I don't give a fuck about you or your phone. If I could give you the phone so you could leave, I'd do it.
Yeah,
but it's not,
exactly.
I can't do shit. And I was like, I worked at Woolies when I was a kid and it was the same thing. You learn very quickly, like customer will come in and they'll be like, oh, I'm looking for this. I'm like, yeah, we don't sell that. And like, I came last week and I bought it. I'm like, lady, I've been here 5 fucking years. You haven't bought this thing in our shop. And like, they'll make a thing and they want to get a manager. And then the manager comes over and they're like, we don't sell the thing. And now it's their problem. And you're just like, you learn something really young. Like you can put all the effort in the world but it doesn't mean anything. Like some crazy person is going to come in and fuck your day up.
Correct.
It's just important skills, I reckon.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I'm just saying things that I used to work at a Suncorp Bank, and they used to be Suncorp Bank used to be called Suncorp, and then it came over to Western Australia, and the Western Australians were so dumb we didn't know what Suncorp was, so they had to change their physical name from Suncorp to Suncorp Bank, so they could describe to the Western Australians what we were, right? And they opened up a heap of branches all around Perth.
But
And
what
then,
about NAB? NAB is not. There's no bank in it. It's NAB.
It's National Australia Bank.
Yeah, but it's an acronym.
Yeah, but it's in the name, bro.
Yeah, the same thing, right? It's like Suncorp.
No.
It's like true.
What about
Did you forget
what
that
about
did
what
you
about-
forget that NAB stood for National
Wait,
Australia Bank?
hold on. What about ANZ?
Australia and New Zealand
Something I don't know.
Bank. It's been. Oh yeah, true.
What?
Yeah, I guess they're
What
better-
about Westpac?
Maybe they're better at marketing.
What about Westpac?
I don't know. Isn't Westpac Bank?
It's Western Australia Bank, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just Westpac, right?
I don't know.
I know the other one.
Look,
Bank
man,
West.
I'm not saying. Look, all I'm telling you, I can only tell you my
Okay.
version of this story, all right?
Okay.
So anyway, they opened up a bunch of branches, and I started working for them. But as they started to recede from WA, they started closing branches. So I went from Joondalup, and then I went to Inaloo, and then slowly ended up in the city. And that was before I quit. And I finished up there. But it was the same thing. It was like you went from Joondalup, where it's not so bad, and it was like less populated, less crazy people. And then I went to Inaloo, and it got slightly crazier, and it was like more people, more of a nuisance. And then I ended up in the city where it was very crazy, and I was. It's like so on a daily basis, someone would come in and be like, oh, I want a $100,000 loan. I'm like, look, man, you earn like $150 a week. I can't give you a $100,000 loan to buy like a Ferrari. and they're like, why? This is like, this is discrimination. I'm like, no, you're just real poor, bro.
Did you tell him that?
Yeah, no, obviously not. But it was like, it's really, I can only control so many of my facial features. You know what I mean? Like people expected a lot of shit. It was crazy. Or like, that people a lot because I was getting trained in like the insurance side of it. So someone would come in like with a limp and they'd be like, oh, I want to get like health insurance. And you're like, do you have any like anything wrong with you now? Oh no, perfect fit, mate. I like perfectly healthy. And look, we actually got to go to a doctor's and get like a health checkup, and then we can we can do these things. And they're like, no, that's fine. I'm like, you do. And I'm watching the guy like hold his head or something as he's like telling me that he's got no underlying issues, and I'm like, look, buddy, I don't think you're gonna pass. I don't.
Well, how do they check though?
You've got to to get certain levels of health insurance. You like got to go. Like when you go to the dentist, right? You get dentist cover. They're like part of it is like you can't have had the thing come up in the last year,
Right.
Because the whole point of insurance is they want you to pay for the insurance, and then when you need it, then you've got a history of payment, so it helps them pay for it.
Right.
If everybody just suddenly needed like a wisdom tooth out, and that's when you went and got your insurance, so then you could claim straight away, and that's why there's a claim policy. You can't claim within like 30 days or 2 months of getting the policy because they want some backup money coming out of it. So you'd have people come in with like bleeding from their leg, and they'd be like, "Oh, I need to get this," and you're like, "No, you need to get out of the fucking shop now." yeah, 100%. In the city, there was crazy people there all the time.
Jeez.
Like there's something would happen.
Look,
Like
this is something that I'm not experienced with. Like, probably not here because I didn't do retail in Australia. That's something that I skipped because I did a lot of retail back in Malaysia when I was.
Some countries are better at like. I feel like Malaysia's maybe like a more high like.
Not, I would say more people are more reserved.
Yeah. I think like we have like a. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people that are like homeless or doing that crazy stuff have like poor mental health issues and stuff like that. But we don't really tend to deal with it too much in Australia. You just kind of like everybody ignores them and just flows around them, right? And like when you're walking through the city, like there'll be some guy walking down the street screaming. I think in like Malaysia and Singapore and China and like more structured countries, police are going to come and collect them and move them somewhere. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Are they allowed to just freely roam
Yeah,
around?
They still roam.
Oh,
But,
okay.
But like in retail, like I don't know. It's just more calm. I do like kind of like, how would I say, BM my customers sometimes. Yeah. If you don't know what BM is, bad manners. So I just learned that word, so I'm using it. I'm feeling young.
I always think about this for like the Games Workshop and tactics in the city, right? Because they must get like, we get people wandering here and they ask a few questions and they've never seen the hobby or anything like that before, and they'll ask questions and we'll run them through it real briefly, like what we do and what it is. And you can tell within 30 seconds they don't care at all. Like they're like, "Oh shit, I've asked too many questions." I'm like, we don't have to do this interaction. Like it's totally fine. And I know speaking to some of the guys who've worked at like Games Workshop in the city, they'll get people wander in and like ask them questions for 30 minutes and they know damn well they're not buying a model. You know what I mean? Like it's like they know damn well that this is leading nowhere, but it's going to waste at least the next 30 minutes of their life. So, and like where the Games Workshop is set up is like right on the main strip of, I think it's Murray Street, where like Magnet House and a bunch of the nightclubs are. So it's like you have like, they're trying to sell plastic miniatures while next door there's drunk Steve eating a kebab at 10 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? So,
crazy.
So at least I'm okay being tucked. We're pretty hard to find here at Northern Board, tucked away, but at least there's less just like wanderers in, I guess. So
that's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you guys actually not get any like crazy people in here, like in normal?
We got broken into last week, so there's at least one crazy person. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's definitely a lot less than like some places though. I feel like Cannington's got a good setup because they're very specifically like cornered off and a game store. It's like very.
No, I think they're pretty okay in the sense that next to KFC. I think KFC is like wait, that's like a sorry, Kang, we're trying to kill a bug. All right. Anyways, Cannington, I think is beside KFC. I'm sure KFC is 24 hours or
I'm not sure, but that KFC is also new. It only just got built like a year ago.
Yeah, but it's like like lots of lights, right?
Oh, true.
Yeah. So when something is really bright, people don't go, right?
Yeah. And next to it is Ray White. I think Ray White keeps the lights on.
Yeah, too. So, so like if it's so bright, like
there's less chance of people breaking the front.
That's
there.
right.
But I think it's also because it's quite closed off. They're probably getting less randoms, like non-hobby people walking in there.
Right.
But it's like a different story. Like here, like because we get some wanderers in, we get a lot of like guys looking for RC like vehicle parts, and we don't sell that kind of stuff. But once they see the magic cards in the thing, you do inevitably get a conversation here and there where they're like, "Oh, I used to collect these when I was like 20 years old."
The worst store to be in is Games Workshop. Because people are like, hey, I want to repair my PlayStation 5. It's like, I know the store's called Games Workshop, but we don't
work on games. What I always found synonymous with the Games Workshops is mums dropping their kids off there at school holidays and coming back 6 hours later. And some staff that I won't dob on would be like stuck there babysitting kids for the next 6 hours.
I don't think they have like, you can't do that anymore.
Well, yeah, I don't think you can ever do it. I think it's just how it's policied.
No. Now it's like you have to make a booking. Like it's only like certain hours. Like it's only like 12 to 1. There's max 1 hour.
Maximum 1 hour.
So you're going to come back in 1 hour.
Yeah.
I got to deal with this 1 hour. And you probably can block out the dates too. Like,
Yeah, it's
I just gotta block all these dates.
you're trying to book a kid in there and they're booked out for the next 6 years.
So man, it's too famous now. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
100%.
it's crazy. Well, interesting. Like, this is something really
So did
interesting.
you do a retail thing when you were a kid then?
I own retail stores.
No, you own retail stores.
Yeah.
What do you mean? If I'm talking about as if when you were a child, did you work in like a Macca's or
No,
something?
when I was working, I opened my own store.
Oh.
Yeah, I started
Really?
working. Yeah.
What was your age when you opened your first
So
store?
maybe like 20.
Shit.
Yeah.
What'd you sell?
Toys.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is where the love began. Was the love already there, which helped you?
Yeah, like way back. Yeah. So like I had toys. Like I got a couple of retail. I still have it.
Was it rallying against your parents? Were you like, "Fuck you, mom! I'm gonna make my own toys."
No, my parents wanted me to study. Like I just couldn't concentrate in school.
Yeah.
Just,
Like
like
all Asian parents.
I was wasting money in school. So like they're willing to pay for it, but I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like I dropped out of like uni, so I'm a uni dropout. So no
okay.
education. So
I think it's like you do hear a lot with like a lot of entrepreneur stuff where people will go to uni and like TAFE and stuff like that, and they'll start and they'll get going, but they'll find their thing halfway through and then just lead off and do that. And I do think it's like, while I will never employ someone to quit uni or stop the thing they're doing, if you found something else to do and you're committed to it, then it's not you're uncommitted to that first thing. It's about like following that lead, because you don't want to waste that time. If you truly believe that the thing you're studying is not
Right.
going to get you anywhere, I don't think sticking it out just to get the piece of paper is really worth it. Like you can, it's escalating up. And like, I think we've talked about this before on the podcast, but I'm like that 2009 graduate. So I'm 33, right? I have a lot of friends who have Bachelor of Arts degrees who work in factories now. And that's not a problem working in factories, not at all. Absolutely. But it's like,
That's me.
but it's like I think a lot of kids are kind of like forced into going to uni or pressured into going to uni to do things that aren't necessarily going to be super helpful to them in the future. And I think 16, 17, 18 is a really young age to make a decision about the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And I think like taking a couple years to work and get some skills and then deciding maybe in your early 20s, mid 20s about uni, like if starting a bit later might cause a bit of problem, like getting jobs in the future, like, you know, with experience, but also making sure you're on the right path. That's way more valuable is what I think anyway. So
I totally agree, because like I kind of regret like myself when I actually went for this like 3-year architecture degree, because I feel like when I was studying architecture degree, I was doing like
did
PUBG.
anyone did anyone force you into architecture, or
Not really.
Is it your choice?
It's my choice, but the thing is, I wanted to drop it after a year.
Okay.
But then my parents didn't allow me to.
yeah.
They were like, because like,
Did they pay for it?
They paid for it.
paid
yes.
for it, yeah.
And I paid for international as well, because I only got my permanent residency like very recent. So like I was paying like my first year was like 30 something K.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was
Oh my God.
really, really bad. And then after that, and I was like, nah, I feel like this is just not for me. I feel like, yes, I can finish it. I did not fail a single unit. But it's just more of like, I just don't see myself doing this.
Yeah.
And looking at like the money and stuff, I don't know. I just feel like it was not for me. I think that's like one of the biggest regret I've ever done. I feel like I should have just chill around, like, I don't know, just work or whatever. And then once I find my passion, or I feel like opportunities will come. I think like there's always a pathway into anything. Like, for example, right, like working in Telstra store, going to One Piece, like these things like come out of nowhere. But I feel like just doing like what I did before, which is just studying architecture. Yes, the reason why I study architecture is, first of all, I like architects and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing is, like, it was not really like, it was not what I thought it was. Because at the beginning, I was like, oh, it's probably like
not
The
as
Sims.
glamorous.
Yeah, you're
It's more like
imagining
The
like
Sims.
designing like the New York skyline, and here you are like fabricating like a seam that comes down the
yeah,
side
like,
of a building.
It's like, oh, you're gonna do this paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Slow
really, really
paperwork.
bad. It was just not what I thought it was. Because I, like, personally, I like to play games. I played Sims, I played Minecraft. Like, you know, I thought it was like all rainbow and sunshine, right? And then I stopped doing it, and I was like, nah.
I agree.
this is not what it was.
I'm like Zhao. So my degree, I study biotechnology. So I study genetics. So I do like a lot of like lab work.
That's why William looks so young at his age. He's keeping secrets that we need to know.
So I was doing a lot of like genetic lab work and stuff. So like most of my uni days was just in the lab, just doing like stupid like counting flies and stuff.
Counting flies.
Yeah, because you have to map out the Darwin thing, like the genetic thing, like how many is like critical wing. It's like, you know, like how, right? You know, like if you breed 1,000 times, and then like a percentage will be like have deformities, and then a certain percentage have this, a certain percentage
with
have
you,
this.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to do that, like experiments all the time. So it's quite boring.
I'm colorblind, so how many deformities have to come out?
I don't know.
for
It's like
colorblindness?
one of your because you're male, so probably your mom gave it to you.
Yeah, my mum's dad was
Yeah.
colorblind. Yeah,
So yeah, pretty much because you're like the Y chromosome or something.
that's also why I'm bald.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks, granddad.
So yeah, pretty much that's what I do. And then I realized like it's not really like the glamorous thought that I had. Like I thought like I'm gonna be this awesome scientist, but no.
yeah, after day 7 of counting flies, he's like, fuck.
This is shit. Like I know like my brother-in-law, he took his PhD in food science. So his PhD was carrots. Like the whole PhD was just counting carrots.
Do you know that?
I was like,
Counting carrots.
how?
Do you know that carrots are supposed to be purple? You know that?
I don't know. I don't care, bro.
You know, carrots are
It's
purple,
like,
we turn them orange.
Bro, if you do your PhD, your thesis was on carrots. I don't think it's much fun, bro.
Yeah, it's a hard sell, right? Like, you know, he's got to write about the carrots, but then someone has to read the carrot thesis, and you're like, we're losing here. Like, no, there's no winners.
I'm like, no way, bro. No way.
So is he like a carrot scientist now? What's he do?
I'm not sure actually. To be honest, I don't know what my sister does. I don't know what my brother
Your
does.
own sister?
No, I don't know. Like she has like a double degree. She's like a software engineer, and then like he had a master's in computer science, and then I think she went to become a cook.
What? So you've already disappointed your parents, really.
I don't know. Like I think my brother stick to his roots. Like he studied computer science and he's doing like computer stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But I know my sister like did like a double thing.
So
and
she
then-
did carrots, and her husband did. So her husband did carrots, and she did cooking.
No. That's my
I've mixed them
brother-in-law.
up, sorry. Okay,
No, my
sorry.
sister. My sister is like in
Yeah,
the
but your
States.
brother-in-law would be your sister's partner.
No. My brother-in-law, my wife's brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So like my actual brother-in-law, like my sister's husband, is a software engineer as well. He used to work at Yahoo.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Damn.
And then now I
Was
think
that before or after they refused to buy Google?
that was I don't know. I don't know.
You guys know that story?
Sorry?
No.
Yeah. So Yahoo, the Google wanted Yahoo to buy them for like $1 million or something.
What?
Yeah, and then like 4 years later, they were worth like $1 billion.
Too late.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it was Chrome. I think it was
Oh, yeah.
something like that. But it was like they offered to buy it for like $1 million, and they said no. And then like 2 years later, it was like jacked.
I know
crazy.
why my sister became a cook. So when she had 2 boys, right? So her 2 boys were like allergic to everything. Like because like in the US they don't do like gluten free and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's only like Australia. So like Australia is like the GF stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go to US, there's nothing like.
Our health food standards in Australia are also incredibly higher than America.
Yeah.
Like incredibly.
Interesting.
So-
you know when you see lots of like snacks like what's that little cake with the cream in the middle of it? The Twinkie.
Yeah.
You know, like if we don't have Twinkies here, it's because no part of the ingredients of that matches Australian regulations. It's all banned. And like for example, like McDonald's, right? When you have McDonald's here in Australia, McDonald's uses A-grade premium beef. It's actually top level shit. So they cooked terribly, but it's actually top level stuff, right? And the ingredients list for the products in Australia is like, let's say the fries. There's like 11 ingredients, which is still too many ingredients for fries. But in America, the ingredients list is 36 pieces. So it's like, what the fuck is in there? But it's incredibly different. That's why their cheese is orange and not yellow and stuff like that as well. So what they're allowed to feed them as humans is incredibly garbage. And so they come to Australia and like, oh, you don't have this. It's like, yeah, because it literally can't be sold here. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. So my 2 nephew. Is it nephew? Is it nephew?
I'm also hell bad at this.
Yeah,
I don't know what makes them a niece or a nephew.
Whatever. My sister's kids. My sister's kids are allergic to a lot of stuff. So my sister quit a job, become a cook, a full-time cook to cook for her 2 boys.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. And then she made this she sell cakes like to cafes. So she made like
gluten-free and allergen-free
cakes.
stuff, yeah.
Correct.
Nice. And that's what she does now as like a business?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not sure if she still does
That is
it
really cool, yeah.
or I don't know. To be honest, the last time I saw her was last year. I think last year. No, this year. No, I can't remember.
Well, she's in the right business because like I follow like a lot
I don't
of-
think she's doing it a lot now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I know because the last time I saw this was the last time, and then the last time I saw her was like 10 years ago or something. Because she's in the States. Yeah, so it's too far for me.
Yeah, I get it, yeah. It's just definitely the right business because like I follow a lot of entrepreneurial stuff and like small business things. And in America, it's such a burgeoning industry to be in because the health food kick and like that's why gyms do really well now. All this health food stuff because people are starting to change their mind. Like especially like yes, it's such an incredible market. They always say it's like if you can sell it here, like here in Australia, you can just move your business to America and sell it 10 times because you've got the population density significantly higher, right? And now people are starting to take check and like look at the things that's in their food, like look at the numbers and the codes and like what kind of like terrible products, how much corn syrup is actually in the food you're eating. So it's one of the fastest growing things. It's like, and that's why like Beyond Meat and the vegan meats and stuff like that are having huge booms and their stocks are like pretty strong because more people are starting to pay attention to like the terrible stuff they're eating, So
It's crazy.
which is ahead of her time.
I don't know. It's too much.
Now that we're talking about food quality, I'm pretty sure like at one point Indomie was banned in Australia. Or
Really?
in Western Australia. I'm pretty sure.
What is it?
Indomie. Have you
What's
ever
that?
heard of
Mee
that?
goreng.
Never ate that before?
No.
mee
I've
goreng
had
like
mee goreng. I
the-
just didn't know it was called Indomie. That's the
Yeah,
brand. isn't it?
so it's called Indomie Mee Goreng.
Got it.
Indomie is the brand.
It's that first bit of the sentence that I just don't pay attention to. Yeah.
Right. Indomie is like the number one supper in Malaysia.
Well, I think there's like with mee goreng specifically, I've seen some tests done where your body can't transfer most of it, so you pass most of that food, and all your body manages to suck out is like a few chemicals, and that's it. So it's like none of it's actual food whatsoever.
It's good. Then you don't indulge shit. You just want to have snacks.
That's not what you want, but
I mean, it's not like eating it for the sake of like. Usually, when you eat Indomie Mee Goreng, right? You just want to.
well, it's hard calories for low money. Essentially, that's what it is. Yeah, but I
eat 2 packs.
I went to a place called Mindari College, and they don't do it anymore. But you used to go to school late on a Tuesday and a Thursday. So instead of finishing at 3, you'd finish at like 4:30, right? So that you could have Wednesday off as a study day. So you'd go to school Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, Friday, having
Whoa,
Wednesday
wait,
off.
what?
Yeah.
The heck?
Yeah, it was like a college, so you only did the 11 and 12, and you would just do those 4 days of school, and then Wednesday was a study day, so the school was open, and there'd be lectures, and it was much more closer to like uni, I guess it was in high school. But as a degenerate teenager, what I would do is play World of Warcraft from Tuesday night Thursday to Thursday morning. So I can assure you, I ate quite a bit of mee goreng then as well.
That's a good time because server resets on Tuesday.
Yeah,
And then you go to like fresh rates.
That's my saddest bit now. It's like the only actual free night that I possibly have is on Tuesday night after I've done like the staff pays, the admins and the super, all that kind of boring stuff that business to do. I might have a couple hours free on a Tuesday night. It's fucking server time every Tuesday.
Yes.
And a few times over the years, I've tried to like change my schedule to see if I can fit it in, but it seems really like deplorable to change
do they need to reset the server that long?
Well, the thing is, though, I've thought about this before as well, and I actually looked into it a bit. The reason that such a big game with so many millions of players is so little buggy as it is because they do a hard clean of the server every single time, and they do like all the hot fixes and change it up. Whereas you get some games where they don't do this; it's just online 24 hours a day, and they're just buggy pieces of shit. So it's like, do you want that quality to be high? Plus, the thing is, like in the US, it's like
Wait. Let
3
me
or
ask
4
you
in the morning.
Another question before I commit to the game. Do I need to download like all the add-ons like before?
Yeah, but it's compressed, so it's not some.
No.
I'm trying to.
He's trying to sell it.
Zach can see right through it. Look, you do, but it's like it's wow. It's not that big a game, It's the whole thing's like 90 gigs.
No. I mean, I'm talking about the third-party add-ons.
Oh no, not at all.
Oh, you don't need to?
I thought you were talking about all the expansions.
No.
No, I don't even.
I don't
use-
care about the expansion. I thought like because like last time when you play World of Warcraft, you need
Yeah.
like the boss mods.
Yeah,
right?
you have like the wolf download or whatever.
Yeah.
No, none of that. It's all good.
Oh, really?
You can if you want. Like you can you can still download things if you're doing like hard raids where you get like the more statistics coming out of it. But almost all of what you need has been ported into WoW like just naturally.
Oh, nice.
It's actually incredibly good. Like what normally happens is because again I give myself 24 hours a day of work in 24-hour days of day, right? So I normally play for every time an expansion comes out, I play for like 2 or 3 months and then realize I don't have the time to do this. Every time I go back in, it's almost like playing a new game because I'm not seeing every expansion all the way through. If I just sat down and played World of Warcraft today for the first time ever, it's an incredibly good game. It's super clean.
I know.
No buggy, like all the.
You don't have to sell it to me. I know it's a good game. I just don't want to have to download shit.
No, it's
ever.
all the quest logs and all how you find stuff and all the chat
Right.
stuff. It's all in there, so you're all good to go.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, you think
I'll
about
think about it.
You gotta sell harder.
Yeah, how can you not join the Boardcast guild?
Wait. Are you on Alliance or Horde?
Has to be a horde.
It actually doesn't matter anymore.
Wait. What do you mean?
He's on the odds.
I've got 4 mains. One is a goblin, which is horde, and 3 of them are in alliance. Yeah.
Why are you on alliance? It's always hard, bro.
I like to play a big buff man like that I play, man.
Oh, I want to be the night elf healer.
Yeah, so you can do that, and we can. Your horde player can be in the same guild as my alliance player because they're all like touchy friendly now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, they're friends now?
Yeah.
The heck? What's happening,
Yeah,
bro?
until you go to a battleground and then you're gonna fight each other anyway. Who knows?
What the heck? All right, this is shit.
Yeah. It's one of those things. You know, everything goes a little bit woker. It's fine.
All right.
It's fine.
I don't
They're
care.
all friends and hugging it
We'll
out.
check it out. We'll check it out.
I think if we just do dungeons on a Monday.
Wait,
with
hold
people
on.
from
On
the
4th
club-
October, if my what's it called? The ballot for the PS5 Pro 30th anniversary, I got the ballot from JB Hi-Fi, I'll probably play it. If I get that ballot,
So I've got to now go down to JB Hi-Fi and pull some strings to get you a bloody PlayStation, do I?
I didn't get the bundle though. I click every single option there is. Like, if you clicked it, you must buy it. I'm like, yeah, I'll click it. Click. I'll click everything. I was like, I just want a bundle.
Well, now we know we'll just have to contract Zhao every time he's trying to get PlayStations. He'll click a lot quicker than you. His reaction speed's much faster.
I was fast.
Clearly
but-
not.
Well, not
My-
enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Jeez.
Don't you have to do you have to queue up or anything like that?
No,
Or
it's
you just
it's
rock
just go
up
in there.
and just buy.
No, it's online.
Yeah, but what did you fuck up
Yeah.
then? I don't understand.
Yeah.
No, the payment part.
Wait,
So you just,
So he just didn't want to accept my payment.
so you'd matched out your credit card for the day or something?
No, I was like, I checked the thing. Like, oh yeah, one of my cards was like got frauded, so I couldn't use one of my main cards.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, why is it not working? Then I checked you know when you get SMS nowadays from banks, like, oh, this was a scam.
Yeah.
So I did got an SMS from NAB, like saying that, oh, your card was like, do you make the transaction in codes? Like, please press Y to confirm it. I was like, this is a scam. And then it was real. I called up there like, I will send you a text. Oh, that was you?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I get the same thing as well. They'll call me and they'll be like, oh, we tried to call you. I'm like, you called a private number. I'm not fucking answering your private
Yeah.
number.
This is a scam. So you scam?
It's funny you say this as well because I'm having the same problem now because I've talked just before how I worked at Suncorp Bank, right? But now there's no branches here in WA. So you know what I did? I went and opened a second account with Bank West. You know who the fuck doesn't have any branches in WA anymore? Is Bank West. So now I don't have Bank West. So with the business account, I was with Commonwealth. So I've got 3 accounts, right? And I just realized that besides my credit card with Suncorp, I don't have any debit cards. So I was trying to put some cash into a bank account. And I don't have any way to do that because I have no card, so I can't use a self-serve one. And there's no Bank West or Suncorp. And if I can't just put the money into the business account, which I could go down to Commonwealth, but then it goes into my business account and I just pay tax on my cash. I'm trying not to pay cash on tax. That's what I'm doing right now. So it's like I had to call Connor and I was like, hey man, I was like, I know you're with like Bank West. You got a Bank West account. How do you do it? He's like, oh, you just take your Bank West debit card into a Commonwealth and you can debit it there. I was like, sick. I looked through, don't have a fucking Bank West card anymore. And you could see on the app, you can see which cards are attached to it. Apparently, there's just none attached to it now. I'm like, what happened? Why don't I have any active cards?
Yeah,
So
everything is closing down. I don't know why.
So down here, we're in Northern Boards, which is in Wanneroo, right? And down the road, there's some shops. And there used to be a Bank West there. That's why I joined them in the first place. It's nice and local. It's perfect. On their sign where the bank used to be, the sign says, quote unquote, just the right amount of bank. None. And I'm like, are they fucking mocking me? what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Am I getting trolled by a corporate bank? What is happening? I was so mad. I was like, just have a close sign, you fucks.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
So do I have to go open like a third bank? I've got to go to. Maybe I have to go to ANZ. Maybe that's it. Maybe
that's the last one.
Yeah,
last
sick,
one.
yeah.
standing.
Westpac, surely.
I guess, but what? They seem too small. They're going to shut down. You know, when Suncorp left WA, right?
Yeah.
There was this, and I was still working at this time as they were doing the rollout, like roll backwards or whatever. So they made a deal with another bank, so you could use their ATMs and their banks for free because, like, you know, you pay $17.80 to withdraw fucking $5 out of the ATM, right? Mm-hmm. They made a deal with the other banks. Now, if you know, I'm assuming everyone is in Australia who's listened to us. You know, if you're in like wherever somewhere else, I apologize, but the bank they made a deal with was Bendigo.
Oh,
You know who doesn't have any fucking branches? Like there's one like in Northern, which is like 3 hours.
There is
out
one
of
in
Perth.
Ellenbrook.
I guess. Oh, cool, sick.
Ellenbrook
So-
has a Bendigo.
So I guess now if I need to get money into my Suncorp account, which I can't find my card for that either, I'll come up to Ellenbrook and I can come for lunch at your house or something. We'll fucking drive up there.
Well, we're reaching the 1 hour and 30 mark now.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Pretty
go.
good. And well, thank you for listening
We
to my
derailed
shakeups.
the One Piece conversation completely. We'll have to get Zhao back on to actually talk about One Piece at some point.
Yeah. well, I'll thank you for accepting my shakeup.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
Shake up the whole thing.
I
and
only
kick
feel
Kang
bad
out.
that Kang wasn't here to
Yeah, I know.
have the proper
I
discussion.
know Kang's gonna be so
It'll be another
pissed.
time. It'll be another time.
Yeah, so pissed.
Well, Zhao's going to be our new like merch branding dropshipping guy for the crew, right?
It's
So
gonna be
go,
Manta
go.
Zhao. Manta
Definitely
Zhao
help
is gonna
that.
help us
Definitely
move forward with this. And well, oh wait, before we end this, I want to thank to our sponsors, Imperial Numismatic.
not quite right, but,
Okay, but numismatic.
yeah,
let's go. Let's go.
It's good.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
I hope you're not angry with me
John
for
came for
killing you on
Highlander.
Highlander.
John came in for Highlander on Wednesday, as so did William. The boys were playing some cards, and I didn't realize like my way of like subtly like enjoying my friends is by bullying them relentlessly until they want to get out of my presence. So I was like just casually bullying John like I do every single week. Didn't realize that poor Johnny had like a bad day, so I felt a little bad at the end of him. So sorry about that, John. I appreciate you. I love you. You're a good guy. Sorry for bullying you.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you next week.
See you, Zhao.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.